Supreme Court any decision biaba. Now, before we do that, there are some things we need to be checking. Way. Article 97 of Ghana's constitution, I don't know if it's actually needed any interpretation. Now, at the Supreme Court of Hawaii, they decided to play a smart game. Supreme Court did decision about no. Omo say Ghana for dodo na ekasa etia, including Omanka Somu will be say Justice William Atubiganum ekasa etia. Inti me ba be kire o ntrekisi bia omaye. Na Article 97 no 1 G and H no at the screen so pa chompe se me no nyina ekan. 1. A member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. A. Whatever meaning A in view, also upon the dissolution of parliament or whatever. So let's move on to G and H. If he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his elections, if he leaves the party of which he was, if I try to underline the word was, a member at the time of his elections to parliament, to join another party or seek to remain in parliament as an independent member. Or H, if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. That is G. If he was elected, underline the word was. If he was elected, meaning say, si e kasa obi a member of parliament a wa wote parliament dinum na speaker aswear in say nipa no ene ye friend say or a member of parliament. Enti si ekwa abato on the 7th of December 2024 na okoti 7 mikurum Chiman South na honorable Christopher Basunte Bayere ewene a onye member of parliament until say yewure January mu na speaker abeswear in. That is when he becomes a member of parliament. Mail is here to about you as nipa wa wenya, but on the 8th, for them fans on the 8th of December, doesn't make you a member of parliament unless you are being sworn in as a member of parliament. And what this constitution I can say, if he was elected as see a two about the mouth that was, which is in the past, no be a member of parliament. That's also check camper. What's the problem? Ena Supreme Court here imagine say omo beye katasumi miaso agorobi ewa ha. Enti honorable Afenyamakins ehun say the party no abeye minority in parliament no. Oskepe Article 99 I think say kire say o problem afa call Supreme High Court no straight and call Supreme Court because onim say Supreme Court ni peti ho no ni nua monko a. Se meka se ni nua monko a one member of the panel no he was the NPP chairman for whole Central. To be honest, we are contesting to become member of parliament on the ticket of NPP on two different constituencies, whole West and whole Central. Nipa ba kopena. Okoha no lusu no obian ko ha lusu a na fi de na be Supreme Court say masa we ye adwuma mai. Because honorable Afenyamakins knew say omanka so munua ehye ho. So what he decided to do is say obian ko no ni nua no aka chen say masa see the ball number 2 ho. E do ko whole West and whole Central and to abana ma. Nti see the edawabam wona obeka asem no. Bon krofo ebuga ma me. Ena ni nua no 5 for trans din yes ampa e jodi. Why are there? 5 read the kind of decision be by ena Ghana for ye ntin se mamo kan yase. No mo ko fa 2 ebeka ho. Ipacho na nia mo can say but let me read and then you follow along and that will screen or something. The Supreme Court has held that a member of parliament cannot be said to have vacated his seat unless he decided to change his political identity and remain in parliament under the new identity. Supreme Court what they according to Supreme Court no, the interpretation of Modema Article 97 G and H and they say the only time I wait me can say a member of parliament a switch company say abra ote parliament ho no wa change party. In the judgment dealing in the judgment detailing why it was upheld a seat by the majority leader in parliament, the court held that Article 97, 1G and H of the Constitution cannot be said to have a futuristic applications and therefore only apply to a current term of parliament. And the NPP for a court to say, very carefully. I know it's a unim, but we need to be stressing on the point for you viewing me to understand what is happening in the society. Honorable Afenyamakins, any NPP before court who say Article 97, 1G and H, it applies to the future and yet current. It applies to the future. And according to them, no, what's a parliament? Now, say the next parliament, and a person member of parliament, Article 97, 1G is that not apply to you. And the Supreme Court to say it does not apply to the future, but rather no. So what a parliament now also check camper. That is when it applies to you. But I don't know if you understand what the Supreme Court is trying to say here. So yantuaso. I told you about say actual. Then we are just explaining it to you. So what question behind but you'll the question number. It follows from the above, therefore, that the only plausible conclusion which must necessarily flow from a holistic and contextual reading of Article 97, 1G and H is that an MP's seat shall be vacated upon departure from the cohort of his elected party in parliament to join another party in parliament while seeking to remain in that parliament as a member of the new party, the court held. Similarly, an independent member who joins the cohort of a party in parliament whilst they remain members of the parliament for which they were elected as independent members will have to vacate the seat tagged as that of an independent member. The court therefore held that its interpretation of Article 97, 1G and H of the Constitution was that they only applied within a current term of parliament and not an MP contesting for elections under a different political identity. Consequently, Article 97, 1G and H must be understood within the contextual framework with no implicit and explicit indication that the partisan to future electoral aspirations or intention that will materialize in subsequent terms, such as an MP contesting under a different ticket in the next election or election cycle, the court said. Let me just explain here. Ebia, you might understand what the court actually means. May a court and can say, but if they say we a member of parliament, according to the Supreme Court, say or more the interpretation, the framers of the Constitution, they can say, assuming say we a member of parliament, I have to obey you, so we NPP ni. Now also check campus whilst in parliament within the 4 years, ebia was because so many parliament say the majaya ko NDC, menye NPP ni biem, whilst in parliament they are court and they say that is where the Constitution they say we see it in our vacancy. And I say, what a parliament why you talk about you as an independent member. Now, whilst as independent, what you also say there, may NPP ni, that is when I vacate you seat. According to court, no, me patch nyame na meka 5 nipa 5 no, nipa 7 etas no, sana 5 eka. I may explain it bim. Francesca, bibi aboko there. Me tell unka chemini kwesi. Kennedy Japan wa kan asem pa kwesi.
Nkwasiafo pa ma Jimmy MPP for Jimmy me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
All right, in Kennedy Japan I can no say na menu kwesi eka no. So what the Supreme Court is trying to interpret nipa 5 no, we have the nipa 2 ni there so baba. 2 no mo decent here so me dey omo there baba. But nipa 5 na ten asem so first no, omo de omo so omo nyina na the second round no, na nyansa sem bia ni nsema speaker here no. Sa 5 no dey person me say from yaba ben prr ebesi the last point no speaker decision no take here no. Nyansa sem bia enim because a member of parliament vacating the seat only when or such a camp whilst in parliament. By any when we declare the intention say or call the next parliament with a different ticket. But what I say, the question I be Supreme Court any NPP for say answer na obi betimi contesting on the ticket of NPP no. Epacho side pan e was say woye NPP ni and as ense say woye NPP ni. That is the first question. Me hear me NDC ni. Can I just jump and contest on the ticket of NPP? The answer is no. Which means for me na MP na oba parliament as an independent candidate na and on representing NPP our constituency hono. He should have or he ought to have joined NPP and send oba be your parliamentary candidate and as onya kwan kura echo pick form to say oba contest on primaries. Let me explain it once again. What I want to say, you can send a comment, then I will take my time to explain it. Answer na political parties every primaries are. Ubetimi ako pick forms say ube contesting on the ticket abeye ako primaries na yeto banama primaries wabeye mo PC no. First, you have to be a member of that political party. Which means for Mena MP no, whilst in parliament no, he joined NPP. Answer na NPP former na kwan e man e contesting on their primaries. Answer na man be PC. E pa chow Supreme Court e bisa mo. Application when does it apply to Sir Papa way or it does not apply to him? We need answers because Supreme Court when they say Mona my mom will say oh no we Mona munim nyansa you know Ghana you apply all the measures. NPP for you bisa mo say for Mena MP now about parliament as an independent candidate you know was he part of NPP and as no one part of NPP because per your own constitution you know say uja NPP cop independent pa unka party no ho biem. And for Mena MP no a dear criteria na mama na kwan man be NPP parliamentary candidate. Did he qualify as a member of the party and son a more money contest on premise or pick forms on premise and as a day because member co premise that on the ticket of NDC in Techman South obi of him can just cross check before we pick forms no voting you have to be a member of that party onye party member ultimate contest ultimate pick form kora enko round MIN so now on go through vetting because pick forms in we are you get the opportunity to go around the constituency. Now constituency for Nigeria to Mzampa, we a party back. Now what vetting, who qualify vetting we are saying mama ko to aba. And this a one party near untimi nya forms of Koranto. And the honorable no all for menano a ojai mo party no call independent no. Was he still a member of the party and as no one member of the party? That is the first question. But Millicent say those justices were where were they when Babin and the rest were written the constitutions or were writing the constitution? That is what Millicent actually means. So, I won't say Babin can't see me now and say, oh no, when he joined the bar, some of these people sitting on the bench, no more feel no more law school. Also, not a parliament and attorney general being a service. So it's like they understand the whole constitution differently. I don't find fault with them. Because imagine say we NPP chairman. Now the day now originally from NPP chairman and your friend say okay high court judge. Who feel when I do go to Supreme Court. We no adwuma nipa na kwa kwede da. Nti anya me na ese meka adwuma ba ba e Millicent. So they know adwuma mo kwa kwede da. Na Ghana na yedidi agoro no. Ebe kwa aba abeto yankasa. We do munni abro. One say NPP for court na parliament. Emma the next speaker Professor Mike Kwe Ekwe for Mena MP if you want, they didn't know say it will get to a time. I be kwase ba bisia o mankasa. That was a call as a baby sion. But for the sake of time, I mean, if I uncle 2 now, so more decent here, no. Then you 2 no so nipa 7 at na kumya no 5 they say they had nothing wrong with Honorable Afenyamakens NPP for speaker was wrong. And a 2 no so say they find something wrong with the approach in the fast or a bar Supreme Court straight away because according to them, no, Article 99 of Ghana's Constitution, and Mark Quine say some more problem with the election of members of parliament in the Quine everywhere. The matter should first go to the High Court. And send a High Court, and that's a High Court interpretation in any portion of the Constitution, or might refer it back to the Supreme Court. They had problems with it when it just came straight away to the Supreme Court. Nipa 2 no a decent year. That was their position. That is their position. Nipa 2 na a decent year. That is their position. Justice Tanko Monso to Dabi. Ye why or how come say Asemno a free parliament was speaker making decision a free one straight away. It did not even go to the high court but rather no, it came straight away to the Supreme Court. It means say NPP for him say there was somebody and I said there's some group of persons ewa Supreme Court wa ombedi omasem ediamomo. Ralph said the Constitution of Ghana should be translated into all the major languages in Ghana. Senebe will be a better say. Minia Constitution no uko school esenka from pieces of Ghana Constitution no they see say a small group of persons be enkwan na bitimi kan ate ase. Na omokora no wo kan na wo kire omo say hey say na Constitution e kan no na omo dan no. Nti ene ukopie Ghana Constitution kwa na judges nankasa kwa bibire te ho omo nte ase. Lawyers bibire ente ase. That is why your speaker any cruise way e problem no. Minia, that is how it is. Because say Supreme Court will say the only time will be vacating the seat. Any time or take parliament was assistant home a political parties or by independent local join political party. That means assistant home. So your NPP no jai call NDC was sitting in parliament. That is when they can vacate their seat. So the question may be say obey party be ni. Now, or say if you know many party in your be me quantum independent, many party in your be ya on vacating the seat and now vacating the seat. That is the first question. The second question is say for many MP now or take parliament as independent candidate. Now to call joining NPP or NPP ni echo through the primaries 1 year over. Every day primaries, every year omu peace no on also vacating the seat and now vacating the seat. That is the second question.
Jimmy MPP for Jimmy, me will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
That is Ghana for you. Ghana sometimes on the young kasa ya again say and I say a group of bit Ghana say Ghana no oman kasa she that say almost say mine no. Omo nim nyansa too much. And my imagine say that be let's come together and destroy the nation. Until whilst Professor Mike Kwe etie konwam eyi for many MP we say or independent wa permanent free parliament na NPP for a jubility no. Ohwe videos na Professor Mike Kwe tia papa na say ompia bontenko. NPP for didn't know say the same man no was as independent no obese akosa wa bomb party. And as ombenya omankasa members of parliament bi wa ombefiri party no akwa independent they didn't know. Enti ene we Ghana nia don't cry. Emra we Supreme Court ahye no ye hwe omo ebese kwa kuti omo. Ye baba to Joma my be ne. Na ibedu ho a na say NPP member of parliament be to parliament ho. Now can't you say we jai mo party no. Ba ono so onye NDC ni a na be tum yi na say munyina ye be. Sometimes what to some people think say be omo kwakwa na say omo nim nyansa no too much say bibia enkoma meti omo. Senia and that Professor Mike Kwe mo force the mandate laws to be applied to some member of parliament and they kwoti am say mo tia no. Sa na be kwa say tia mo. On our for your markings, so we a lawyer. Justin Kodia also a lawyer. Who use the same law and the pump hoops and doyamo. A do we must say one fair say one cassa member of parliament or your party needs to a jail party no independent. Not yet or no mass or person no yajmo. One who's a changing out maybe yajuma. People don't even understand what you the same people you are doing. NPP for Nankasa Quran and 10 year party in a and I say. NPP for nankasa no entiase ena omo ankasa party no ahye da say omo say party no e di ama omo ankasa. The nation is under coup government. Yes, let them destroy the nation. Omo a few days for them to go. Ntomo we are then somebody comes to correct the wrongs in the society. That is why Ajomama said Baba reset Ghana, because when you look at the direction of Ghana, we need somebody to actually come and reset and Papa BBF, so then we move forward as a proper nation. That is what we want to do. And to make the way Ghana near, do not go and vote for Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because Oba best say Ghana no. these same people you see them no omo na ebe se Ghana no e ba cho suku empepa Jimmy
eni mo se suku wo empepa Jimmy what Jimmy or what Jimmy suku empepa Jimmy what Jimmy eti usuku kroba bia obehia dia kosi nyame ani empopa se wagimi a ya wo jinfo a wo jinfo bibia eyezu
enti wo share onu ya na watem eyezu na waje so eyeza. That is how we are going, because I say to about the man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama NDC for na for the NPP for elusive massively na honorable Afenyo Kensa or see osuro so be kwa minority for komia so na spiritually enye good for him no obeba back to parliament as the opposition or the minority leader. Na for the bisa na say komia na oteso no spiritually no eye ma and as enye ma ye to about the man say mo me lead ya mo rule ye to the satisfaction of the citizenry. Enye ne awon kwa ope nti ese we make sure say amamuo no ubu amamuo pa e de amatemamufo no enye ne awope mo kofa ilevia ba Ghana for sempe no se na mo nam sa se me da ba mi e watwi ni ponsa na o so ye fulani ni ye ba na me first lady no na they were all jubilating nti ilevia na e kokwa adure be sa yare bia o Ghana no ene etime sa yare no the same way wonam na we campaign say we ye fulani ni ye ma okunu eme Ghana e fulani for there. Dear some phone crano na.
Now, committee can say, almost say, they know what's now. Emma Fulani, Ebeya first lady.
Tea, Samira Baumia, Sene, or no Samira Baumia, home tea. As on tea. A no Samira Baumia, home tea. They say, he said Ghana for Becca say, Yama Fulani, first lady. Now, Fulani again. And as a Ghana for Neka, we are full of near my first lady. Dear Bonena Ghana for ye.